Hey guys, welcome back to episode 19 of Year of the Full Moon, and we just watched Puppet Master X Axis Rising, the second entry in the Axis trilogy.
Big oof.
And yeah, what would you say this movie is?
Big oof.
A big oof. That's one way to put it. Okay, how about this? Is it better than Axis of Evil?
I would say no.
No, okay.
In my opinion.
I think it is not as good of a movie as Axis of Evil, but I enjoyed it more.
It was bad.
Because of how stupid it was.
It was actually like a one that's fun to watch because it was awful.
But it wasn't a good Puppet Master movie. It was not as good as Axis of Evil, which wasn't a good
It was almost
Puppet
entirely
Master movie.
CGI kills and stuff in this one.
Yeah.
Which
not good.
Like first, right off the gate, they did like a CGI kill and it looked bad. And I was, okay, well, they started this off in which I was, if you watch the last one, I was like, I hope they don't just like kill the Asian lady that escaped in
in Axis
of Evil right away. Oh, and they kill her off within like 2 minutes.
Immediately.
She's like running, but she doesn't. So this is supposed to be like, I think immediately after.
Immediately after, like right when
so
she
did she pick up the katana, I guess, from the...
Yeah, so I guess she picked up the katana.
So she's running, but
she
has no makeup on. I guarantee her outfit was different.
Her hair was different.
And her hair was different. No kabuki makeup.
Different actress.
And she's a different actress. Oh, everybody that's a carryover from the last movie is a different actress.
Yeah, no carryover cast.
That, to me, that's a big, like, big no-go, big buddy. Oh, I don't know why I said that.
Big no-go, big buddy.
But
moving on.
Yeah, it was when you replace every actor or actress,
it doesn't feel like a continuation.
No, because like, well, she's running out, she's not dressed the same, her hair's not the same, no kabuki makeup, and then like a Nazi pulls up in a car, and like these two guys get out, Nazis with AK-47s, mind you. Actually, I didn't get a good look when I did. It almost looked like AK-74s, so it almost looked like something that was even farther in the future.
And they have like full Nazi regalia.
Yeah, they're all wearing full.
They're dressed to the nine.
They're in America. It's in America. Still 1939. The war hasn't happened, even though everyone keeps freaking saying that the war's happening. And it's bothering me. But so that all my complaints from the last one about them saying the war's happening, it carries over. So I won't complain on that too much. But you know, your Germans get out with AK-47s, which, if you know anything about history, they didn't have. And then they're waltzing around America with just like in Nazi regalia. And then they get the stuff from her. It's this weird dynamic with the Asian lady. I wasn't quite sure. And he just shoots her.
Yeah, the main villain's the Commandant something. I'll just call him the Commandant. And he is a better Nazi villain than the last guy.
Oh yeah, he was actually a decent Nazi. But now getting to this one, everything I complained about, like stuff that didn't fit the time period, carries over, because this one was worse even, because what was the girl's name? Big chested lady?
I forget. There was a
Frau something.
And there was a blonde girl who looked like the Ilsa from those like soft.
She Wolf of the movies. SS or whatever.
That's exactly what she looked like.
I've never seen, but I've seen pictures from that movie, so that's what it looks like, one of those like 60s, 70s exploitation films. But she's got what I believe were East German pants, and then you got boots. So they're big breeches, so they're like the riding ones that poof out and go small near the ankles and stuff. So she's wearing that, but then she's wearing like they probably asked her like, hey, what size shirt do you wear? And she's like, oh, I'm a this, and they went 2 down because it was so tight it couldn't be buttoned up. Well, she was a busty lady. And then one of the bad guys was wearing a East German military, I think it was a border guard uniform, which you don't be me and watch this movie because you're going to like obsess over all the stuff that's just wrong. And they're easy mistakes.
Or watch the movie with him.
Yeah, I complained the whole time.
But there's a lot to complain about this movie.
Well, like, yeah, the first kill, like, it's, what's a tunneler, just goes into a guy's head, but it was so bad.
CGI blood just shoots out.
A lot of CGI blood, and it was just kind of like, I'm like, this isn't going to set a good precedent for the rest of the film. And You know, it was a watchable film. I'd watch it again.
It was entertaining. So plot-wise, we won't get too far into it, but basically the two main people who got recast from the last movie, they get like this, like America says, hey, you guys did good, like saving us last time. We're going to give you this sergeant guy to watch over you so the Nazis
you
don't kill you.
skipped over an important part.
What?
They're like in the, okay, he used to live in this apartment above a Chinese restaurant, and then they decided to merge his apartment with his mom's house from the last one, so now he lives there, so don't
He has like a 2-story house.
don't talk about it. Yeah, but they're like, you know, his family just got murdered like the day before, not even 24 hours, and he's just talking to the girl, both recast, by the way. I don't know if I could say that enough. And then they're just like talking, and all of a sudden there's a knock on the door, and they're just like,
and the guys are right there on the other side of the door, and then they close it.
And then they're like talking.
Should we answer? Like, they saw you.
And then you
made eye contact.
Hey, can we help you? And they're like, yes, I think you can, or something. And they just like tackled them. And then they bring them in. They bring them into this like place, and they're, you know, they've been kidnapped, legitimately roughed up, put in a blindfold, kidnapped. Then they take the blindfold off, and there's like an American military officer. And then it was like, you guys did a good job saving America.
How he knows about that, I don't know.
And yeah, we don't know. And then he's doing all that, and then he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to send this military guy to protect you.
Sarge Stone.
The Nazis might want to kill you. Because, you know, there's more Nazis, you know. But, and it was just kind of like, then why'd you kidnap him? Couldn't you just like knock on the door and be like, hey, can you come with us? We're with the government. You're not in any trouble.
Yeah.
No, we have to kidnap you.
That's America for you.
And it was like, you could tell that they just got the set was like, hey, this is like an abandoned building. Let's like just make this room look 1939-ish. So they just kind of, you know,
threw in a desk, American
flag, and a picture of Roosevelt. Just FDR. And then you could tell behind him when he's talking, it's just filthy.
Yeah, the dust on the window, you can't see anything. Cobwebs everywhere. They didn't do anything.
It was, and then they send the Sarge guy with them, and then he's supposed to protect them, and then they...
Instead, Sarge and the two people like, hey, we're going to take down
We're going to launch an attack on the Nazis, which I'm not 100% sure why they know where they're at.
I don't think it was really explained.
Yeah,
now, yes, that the plot doesn't make much sense, but like on the Nazi side of it, the scientists are trying to recreate Toulon's formula. And in the last movie, I told you that in the bag of puppets they had everyone but Pinhead, Blade, and Ninja. Well, apparently only Tunneler was in that bag. I swear that's not what they said in the last movie, but in this movie they only have Tunneler. So he's pretty much out of commission this movie, and they're like experimenting on him, and they're able to use his formula. They're able to make 4 new puppets. One of them is Bombshell, which is pretty much the busty lady in puppet form, but she has like guns on her.
They just eat her, and then she's dead, and then they put her...
Fun fact, though, we mentioned in an earlier episode that at Video Zone in the mid-90s said that the next Puppet Master movie was going to have this puppet named Bombshell in it, and they showed like a picture of her, and then that never happened. That's pretty much the design now that they use. And then along with that, they have Wehrmacht, which is like a werewolf puppet wearing a Nazi uniform. I thought it was creative.
Pretty cool.
Blitzkrieg was just like a tank, and it looks much better than the actual tank puppet from like Curse of Puppet Master. And then there was the 4th one, named Kamikaze.
Legitimately yellow, and he was a...
Buck teeth.
Squinty
eyes.
They apparently based it off of propaganda from that time period, so
Which
it makes sense.
It didn't look accurate. And they even said in the Video Zone, like, yeah, we know this looks offensive, but we based it off of what they probably would have made a puppet based on his back then in the 30s. So... I get it, but it doesn't change the fact from it looks hilariously bad.
Yeah, I don't know if you could get away with that in 2020 now.
All those puppets get
and
defeated.
It was horrible because Kamikaze didn't just like look horrible. When they would go to him, he'd be like, oh yeah,
he would be saying something in Japanese, which could just be gibberish for all I know.
I hope.
And you'd hear like Asian music playing in the background, like, oh no.
Actually, what they should have did with that is had him in Japanese saying, I'm sorry for this racial stereotype, I'm sorry for this racial stereotype.
You know, maybe they did.
That would be the best way to handle that. It was funny. I gotta give it to him.
Yeah, it was funny. And that's why I enjoyed this movie. It was so ridiculously stupid. Everything's over the top. And they also bring back, along with like, Tunneler's in it for a little bit, but of course Blade, Jester, Pinhead, Leechwoman, they're all back there, but they also bring back Six Shooter.
No
and
mention
he has this
of the
really
Asian
cool
puppet,
Shredder Khan,
yeah.
but he was never really mentioned much. But they do bring back Six Shooter. He has like in like black outfit now, and he looks pretty.
He looks pretty cool.
And we haven't seen him in a while, so that was awesome.
And they end the movie on that.
Yeah, just a shot of him, and it would look good. I think that was good to bring him back. Also, small like cameos in a way. They had in the German Scientist when he's like trying to like beat Toulon's formula. He had 3 different dolls on his desk, or parts of dolls from previous Full Moon movies and other movies. He had a Retro Tunneler's head from Retro Puppet Master. There was someone there was like Freak Show's baby doll or something from Killjoy Goes to Hell. We haven't seen that one yet, but that was on the table. Along with the Zuni Killer doll from a movie called Trilogy of Terror, which has nothing to do with Full Moon, but it's probably one of the most famous killer doll movies out there. I have not seen it yet, but I very much would like to. But that's pretty much all the puppets and dolls involved with this movie.
Yeah.
Kill-wise, what would you say your favorite kill was?
I don't think there... I honestly, if I had to pick, I'd only pick one. Cause
What would it be?
They're forgettable. That was a problem.
No, yeah, there weren't any good kills.
I mean, he just like... It's like the guy... It wasn't even a puppet was my favorite kill. Because, like, the guy that's, like, got the polio and he's got that horrible limp just comes... So they get into the secret base and a German just comes running up like this. And the guy's
With no weapon.
And he's just like... Grabs the sergeant's gun, boom! And he's like, I killed a man! I killed a man! You don't... And at one point he says, you don't mess with America. And it was just...
it was ridiculously awesome.
Oh,
that's all I can
best
say.
part is there's this big, like, ceremony ball thing for, like, them saving the day.
Yeah, Medal of Bravery.
Yeah, but in the end, they show
up.
up, and it's just a small room with, like, 2 military officers and the Sarge and then the 2 main characters, and they, like, get their medals. Okay. And then, like, you know, Blitzkrieg comes in and just totally starts shooting, but luckily he can't shoot for crap because everyone gets away.
This is my favorite kill. It was... He was behind a podium, and Bombshell is also like just shooting everywhere. Then she puts her guns back, and then he's like, "All right, now's my chance." He gets like 2 steps forward, and the guns just come right out and just.
Oh yeah, Bombshell's puppet has big boobs, and they undo,
yeah,
and then there's just pew 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 pew. But yeah, then they all go. Then some reason the puppets run away. And then they all come out, and then the guy's like, you know what? I'm gonna like wave it so you could get in the army. And the guy's like, yeah! And then
it's freeze frame moment. No,
like he was like that excited though, and it was just like, okay.
That guy just died, by the way.
Yeah,
the guy at your feet right now. That guy's dead.
No one cares that the one.
He's like a high-ranking general, but he's dead in front of you.
Yeah, the higher-ranking general survives, and he's like, I'm gonna let you in the army. I like your tenacity. Can't imagine the polio boy storming the beaches of Normandy, but you know. In this chronology, that might have happened in 1845. I don't know, because they don't follow chronology at all.
Yeah,
but it was just like, wait, he's allowed to join the army now? Like, oh, okay.
Oh, it was ridiculous. So yeah, that was my favorite kill, and pretty much the only good things with the puppets in this movie is that they do like fight the evil puppets, basically, the German puppets. So there are some good puppet action. The only thing I would like to add is we watched the Video Zone for this, and it involved like the guy who does the effects of this was Tom Devlin of 1313 FX, who did all the puppets.
This dude obsessive.
Super. Puppet Master Full Moon.
I mean, I could respect that. He's an uber.
And just him talking about everything he did, like on such a small budget, trying to get these puppets to move. Like I respected it afterwards. I respected the movie more for its puppet work after I then saw it again.
Yeah, I definitely think had a better just of the movie because he was like.
His passion made me passionate about it.
Because like this dude is a dude that like in the '90s was renting Full Moon movies to watch.
Yes, just. The kind of stuff we would have gotten at that time.
So I gotta say, like, I appreciate what he did.
Yeah.
Like, he made it pretty good.
But it doesn't change the fact the movie kind of was crap.
I'm nervous for the next one. I don't know if there's returning characters. I don't know if it's just kind of a whole new Axis-related thing. And I'm saying this now, I hope they don't kill the main 2 characters within the first, like, minute of the movie. Last time I said that, they screwed it up. I guess you gotta tune in 2 weeks. Yeah,
there's Axis Termination.
2 weeks we'll go over the Axis Termination. We could kind of get hey, this is how the trilogy
looked.
Whole
trilogy of Axis.
And I don't have high hopes for this one.